Hello, this is Bruce Ackley from The Ohio State University, and in this presentation I'll be talking about photosynthesis inhibitors. This is one in a series of talks discussing the mode of action, site of action identification chart that was developed as part of the Take Action Herbicide Resistant Management Program. This presentation will be covering the mode of action photosynthesis inhibitors. This mode of action includes groups 5, 6, and 7, also known as the photosystem II inhibitors. In particular, when talking about site of action and using the numbering system, this is one of my favorites. 5, 6, and 7 and is a lot easier than different binding than 6 and 7, 5 and 7, and 5 and 6. Just pointing out my personal preference. Currently, 35 different weed species are resistant to these 3 sites of action. These sites of action contain 8 different chemical families, a number of active ingredients, along with an even larger number of products that correspond to those active ingredients. The take home from this chart is if you can be spraying any of these products, but you're actually only spraying from these 3 different sites of action or this one mode of action, which in theory can increase the chance of developing herbicide-resistant weeds. Now, to reinforce the idea and look at it slightly differently, one mode of action, 3 sites of action, 8 herbicide families, we only listed the most common ones, an exponential number of active ingredients, all within these 3 sites of action or this one single mode of action. The common name or active ingredient name is universal. The trade name and premixes have a lot of variation. Always know what you are spraying. Premixes are products or trade names with multiple active ingredients. Know all the active ingredients in your premixes and which active ingredients are providing control for your target weed population. How do the photosynthesis inhibitors actually kill the weeds? So the site of uptake, soil and or post-emergent, little to long residual depending on the life. Location of injury, soil applied translocates the first leaves that expand, so you have injury in the seedling and the leaves. Post-emergence, it's contacts. Wherever the spray contacts the leaf is where the injury will occur. Selectivity, broadleaf controlled more than grasses, but grasses can be controlled depending on species and product. Inhibition or damage caused, blocks photosynthesis, stops production of sugars, unused light energy destroys the cell membrane. So chlorosis, necrosis of leaf tips or margin, first leaves affected more than later leaves. For post-emergence, the contact, burn, or treated leaves. So you can see there on the margins and the tips, they're burned really good. Again, on the margins. And then there's the contact where the spray contacted, there's distortion and death, but the rest of the plant looks fairly healthy. So this is number 5 of 11 from the mode of action, site of action series with identification chart. Visit the first link for more information on site of action education. Visit the second link to view time-elapsed photography movies of herbicide injury on plants and other educational weed science videos. Thank you for watching and listening, and thank you to our sponsors for supporting this project.